I'm from the product management organization of SAP Workflow Management. And good morning or good afternoon or good evening for you all from wherever you are joining. And in the next 30 minutes, I would take you through one of an interesting scenario from SAP Workflow Management. This is purchasing approvals. And most of you already know about purchasing because that is a core business process. More or less every organization or every company is operating in their day-to-day as part of their day-to-day operation. And how SAP Workflow Management enable our customers to automate this process using workflow management, and also how you as a customer would be able to consume the standard content we offer in order to automate this process area. So before I jump into the demo directly, I would just give you a short introduction. Maybe you would have already seen this presentation, but maybe some of you have, first time attending this session. So that's the reason I just want to give you a quick intro, but definitely we will move to the demo soon. So from a SAP perspective, there are certain end-to-end business processes which more or less SAP is providing to you as a customer, where these processes are spanning across multiple systems and sometime in a heterogeneous landscape. And you can see whether there's a lead to cash, a recruit to hire, design to operate, and source to pay. These are the four end-to-end scenarios or end-to-end business processes. And today we want to take the source to pay or the procure to pay process, where purchasing is also one of the important part of this process. And from our business technology platform or from our workflow management, how we enable you to automate especially the procurement or the purchase requisition part of this end-to-end business process. And also one of the interesting aspect is, as I said, SAP provide you the standard business processes, the best practices to you as a customer. But at the same time, you can see sometime always there could be certain 20% of the non-standard workflows which you as a customer need to automate based on your specific requirement. And one of the use case what we have seen from our experience is customers automating purchase requisition approval. Of course, there is a standard business object called purchase requisition in SAP ECC or even in S4 or even in SAP Ariba. But there could be certain reasons why you want to do the approvals of a requisition in outside of ECC. And this is exactly the use case I want to take you through today. So you can see now there is, of course, this standard source to pay or the procure to pay process is there, and we want to take the purchase requisition approval. And SAP Workflow Management, it is a part of our digital process automation portfolio, and it is one of the key service part of our digital process automation portfolio, which enable you to automate or digitize workflows or business processes together with decision management, and also enable you to gain end-to-end process visibility. And of course, if you have a workflow, naturally the business users need to claim and complete their task. That's why we provide an inbox. It's a Fiori-based application, which is tightly integrated with our workflow. And of course, being part of the digital process automation portfolio, we also tightly integrated with SAP Intelligent Robotic Process Automation and SAP Conversational AI. So that is a very quick overview of what is SAP Workflow Management, where we primarily looking today how these different capabilities enable you as a customer to automate the purchase requisition approval process, and how the various different tooling, including our low-code, no-code tooling, enable you as a procurement expert to model or configure different variants of purchase requisition approval. And also, if you look at workflow management from a bigger perspective, it also part of our business technology platform, but at the same time it enable you to integrate with the different line of business applications, including on-premise and third-party systems with the different possibilities. Plus it also provide you a content that's you could see here the workflow content, and the workflow content is consumed through our process flexibility cockpit by a business expert user or a process expert. And this content can be discovered and easily configure, and you can deploy so that with a minimal effort, with a lower, with a very low total cost of development, you are able to automate certain process areas. And also from an integration perspective, you can see we provide out-of-the-box integration based on REST or OData APIs. But of course, if you have a complex interfaces or complex other APIs with the different protocols like IDOC or an RFC or a web service interface, you can also use our SAP integration suite. But together with that, you could also have a possibility to integrate workflow management with our SAP Intelligent Robotic Process Automation. So that is a bigger picture of SAP workflow management, especially if you look at from you as a customer and how it fit together with your customer landscape. And now let me take you, there are plenty of customers who are successful with our services across industries, across different LOB solutions, and some of the known names which are in the public domain. And these customers are built different workflow solutions based on their process automation requirements, whether it is investment approval, capital expenditure approval, or whether it is managing the oil wells, or you build some employee productivity applications on top of your success factors or SAP S/4HANA system, or maybe it could be master data related use cases or procurement related use cases. So you can see plenty of customers who are successful. And from our experience, we also realized there are similar use cases which are automated by multiple customers. And then naturally, it's a question whether why don't we provide some standard content to our customers rather than every customer individually building these standard common use cases from scratch. So that is one of the reasoning why last year we started our content journey, where we started building different content packages based on different use cases which are known to us. And together with us from workflow management, our also LOB solutions now contributing new content packages, plus our partners ecosystem also contributing to this content journey, so that you as a customer benefiting from different content packages offered as part of workflow management. And now I just want to directly take you through this different content package. What are these live process content packages? So as I said, the live process content package is a part of SAP workflow management, and which enable, especially from a business process expert perspective, how do you manage, the real time, or how can you achieve a real-time change management? And each of this package consists of digital workflows, decisions or business rules, process visibility content, the related UIs, or it could be integration content. So all the different artifacts which are required for a specific process solution or a business solution, we are including in a content package and delivering it to you as a customer, where you could easily search or discover this content. You can import this content, configure this content based on your requirement, and then you are able to deploy this content into your business technology platform landscape. And there are plenty of content packages, as I said, which span across whether it is a capital expenditure approval, purchase requisition approval, or whether it is managing, invoices, getting transparency into Ariba procurement operations. There are plenty of content packages which you can see in SAP API Business Hub. And we want to really do a deep dive into the purchase requisition approval and release and see how we enable you to automate this process area. And of course, purchasing, it's, from a scenario perspective, it is one of the, complex use case, because it's not only just, purchasing certain finished goods, but also it could be raw materials, semi-finished goods, services. There are different type of purchasing which every customer is doing. And it is also equally important to make sure now that it's happening in a transparent way. And it's also, you are able to get the required goods from your suppliers on time, and make sure that the promised delivery date is fulfilled. And also, it is equally important to manage this process area in a flexible way by the line of business, right? For example, if you want to make certain changes as part of certain cost measures to tighten the purchasing, where every purchasing which you do, or the requesters or the buyers do, you really need to have an approval from the cost center owner. Or a certain type of purchasing, or for a certain vendors, you really want to get a approval from the purchasing organization or from the global procurement office. Or maybe there could be a shared service center where you want to perform certain quality check. So it depends on the policy changes. You are able to easily adapt those changes in these content packages, and able to make sure that the required policies are implemented in a short time frame, and able to activate these changes in your production landscape. And now let me take you through how we can do this uh, process automation with a concrete demo. And you will see how we are able to create purchase requisition, do the approvals, and finally this purchase requisition would be released. And from a simple solution architecture perspective, you can see we are primarily talking today about SAP Business Suite. Of course, a similar implementation we could do also for S4HANA. And typically the purchasing, where either business user would be triggering it from a Fiori application which we provided in business technology platform, or it could be the standard ME51 or ME53 transactions which you use and create a new purchase requisition. And once you create the purchase requisition, you can trigger the approval workflows in SAP Business Technology Platform, where you are using decision management. You are able to consume the process visibility to keep track of your different process variants, and also you do kind of integration with the underlying business suite system through SAP integration suite. So that is a simple solution architecture overview. And now I would like to directly take you to a demo, and take you and show you how this solution has implemented. If you have any questions, meanwhile, please post this in the chat window, and I regularly check this, and I can answer to this if you have any specific questions. So to begin with the demo, I first want to show you how, as a procurement expert, you are able to, discover and configure the process content, the live process content, what we are offering to you as a customer, and how you are able to import the content, and how you are able to, configure this content. So let me give me a minute. First take you through SAP API Business Hub, where you as a customer can directly go to the different content. Here under the content types, we have a workflow management, and under the workflow management, you are able to see the different content type, whether you can see now content published from workflow management by our LOB applications, like the utilities or PLM, or like these different LOB applications. And of course, there is also content package which are published by your partners. You can see the lead to order content package, from a partner IBM. Like this, there are different content packages, but we want to focus on the purchase requisition, approval, and release, where you see there are different type of artifacts. There are decisions, there are process visibility content, and then also the workflows. And of course, if you are using ECC, there is also a question around, okay, how do you do the integration? And as I said, we also provide you the related integration content. And if you go through our implementation guide, you will be able to see how you could consume this content with the certain configurations which you need to perform, and you are able to do the required setup. And also certain configurations you need to to do it in SAP ECC. If you are familiar with the purchase requisition and the release strategy, you will need to configure the external release strategy. And that means when you create a purchase requisition, the business object may not be released, it would be blocked. And once we complete the approval, we are able to release it through a BAPI call. And as I said, we also providing the related integration content that is also a value add. So you can see now the related integration is also available as part of our content package. You are able to search and find the materials, and you select the material, you get the related plans, you are able to create a requisition, you are able to modify the requisition, able to release the requisition, etc. These are the standard operations you perform through certain BAPIs, and we are providing integration content so that you as a customer do not need to spend additional effort in order to build this integration. So that is the content what we are offering through the SAP API Business Hub. So naturally, from a consumption perspective, you as a customer, how can you consume it? So you can see here we have the process flexibility cockpit, part of the standard Fiori Launchpad what we are offering to you. And you as a business process expert or the procurement expert able to go and discover the packages. So discovering the package means you are able to see a view of, or you can call this as the enterprise view of API Business Hub. The same content packages what you have seen in API Business Hub, most of them I have imported here. That's the reason why. And wherever you have updates, you are able to see, okay, there is certain updates, and then you are able to consume those updates. And of course, then you can go to the respective content packages. Since I have already imported my artifacts, the same artifacts you are able to see here in API Business Hub. And then I can go for the configuration. So I imported the content. Now I am in the configuration phase. So you can see here already I have this specific process template. I have configured many different variants, but you can see that as a process variant, you are able to create a new variant based on the template what we offer. So you can imagine, like, you want to create a new purchase requisition approval process for certain specific vendors, or maybe it is for a specific purchasing organization, or it could be for a certain type of a high value purchasing, right? And we, as part of our standard template, we have a validation of your line item. What does it mean? You can validate the attributes of the requisition or each of the line item. That means if there is certain missing data coming from the buyer, you can validate it automatically by the system using a business rule. And then if there are missing data, you can submit it or send it back to the buyer so that it will not be proceed for the approval. And this is an optional step. You can of course delete it, and if it is required, you can drag and drop, and it is already part of the validation. And now the approvals are coming. So typically from a procurement perspective, you initially do a cost center owner approval or a business approval, whatever you call it. So you need to perform the cost center approval, right? And naturally you can define this, and then you say, okay, I also need an additional approval from my GPO, right? And depends on the value, you could also further configure, okay, maybe there is a quality check also need to required from the shared service center, right? So you can see now we are configuring 3-step approval process for certain kind of a purchasing here. And each of the approval step you need to configure here. This is a cost center owner, and who could be the target role of the approver. We will call it as a cost center owner. Of course, we can determine the cost center owner from your ECC system. There is a possibility, or based on custom logic what you have implemented in any other system, or using the standard possibility we offer through a decision or a business rule. And now the same thing you can configure it. Okay, this is a GPO based approval. Then I can say this is a GPO, where you say this is a GPO approval, and then you appropriately put the GPO approval. Like this, you configure the different steps, and then you will say, okay, my approval steps are configured. The release line item is a mandatory step, because as you know, as part of purchasing, you need to release the line item at the end of approval. And then you do a save, and then if you do an activate, the process variant is activated as a workflow in your business technology platform account. And this is a way you create a new variant of a process. And you can see from a overall system perspective, some of the variants are active, some of them are not yet active. And all those active workflows are available while, when you create a purchase requisition, the corresponding approval should be triggered based on these process variants. And also from a governance perspective, you are able to see all the different variants which are created as part of this process area. I can see them. And now, also being a process owner, you also need to understand how is my process area is functioning from a runtime perspective. You can see now 18% of my workflows or my processes are fulfilling the SLA what we define, but the 81% is not fulfilling. That means there is a problem behind the scene, and we need to understand. We'll come to that later. At the same time, the decision management perspective, if you look at, we need to configure certain decisions, because typically any business process application decisions are integral part of this. And we really want to separate the decision logic from the application logic, so that without making configuration to the underlying workflow, you are able to make certain changes, the decisions or the business logic you can call, and through our decision management capability. And now think about, you really want to determine a specific process variant, right? And we provide a decision management capability here, where you are able to configure appropriately based on your requirement through our decision management capability, right? So what you can see here is, depends on the requisition period, document, value, purchasing organization, purchasing group, or a plant, a material group, or a currency, you are able to define what could be the underlying workflow definition to be used, right? And who is the responsible IT group for that. So that is a simple configuration step to, you know, to assign a specific workflow for a certain type of purchasing. Similarly, you also want to know, okay, if you want to determine the approver, so you can also determine the approver either through the standard decision table we offer, but of course you can also determine the approvers from your backend system, right? So you can see here now, the approver is also can be determined again through based on the different attributes of the line item. You are able to find out an approver. Like this, you are able to make a validation. So for example, if you want to validate certain attributes like a purchasing organization, or any, the document ID or the preferred vendor, etc., you can add such rules as an orchestration rule, where all these text rules are executed as part of the validation step. And if the validation fail, the workflow will send the requisition, or the approval workflow will send this back to the buyer or to the requester. And now, apart from the decision management, we have the visibility content, where we can go to the details of the visibility content, because we see that most of the processes showing certain problems. And here we get a real-time visibility into a specific process area, where you can see majority of my instances are under critical status, some of them are on track. And you could also see from an overall performance perspective, they are grouped based on the approval step, the cost center owner approval, the validation, etc., and how many of them are completed on time. And now my total purchasing based on material group, purchasing organization, and how the purchasing happening over a period of time on a daily basis, purchasing based on a purchasing organization, the number of requisitions which are released. So like this, you have a specific performance indicators, based on your requirements. But of course, you are able to, deep dive, because I can see there are 4 line items still showing release line item. Typically, this needs to happen pretty fast, but why there are 4 line items here? And of course, I can go to the details of these 4 line items, or you see, 35 line items currently critical status. I want to do a deep dive into those 35 instances, and I need to further slice and dice my data based on how it is performing as of now. So you can see now there are many instances, and each of these instances you are able to then further deep dive and try to understand what's really happening for each of these instances. But of course, then you could also then go to the individual request and try to understand what really happening, what's going wrong. So you can see the promised delivery date here is March 25th. It's almost a month over. And then you see, okay, what is the status? It says the cost center owner has not yet approved, right? And at the same time, as and when the process is violating certain SLAs, the system is triggering appropriate notifications so that it is informing the right set of people, which you could also configure. And it's also providing me as a process operator to perform certain actions, like I can release a line item, delete a line item, or restart the approval process. So once I do a restart of my approval process, naturally you can see the restart of the approval process is done, right? So these are the standard insight to action features which we are delivering as part of this content. And each of the performance indicator here, you are able to deep dive into those cases and try to understand what's really happening. For example, here there are 4 release line item cases, and then if I select one of them, I would be able to see, oh, the process is suspended here. That is the reason why the release line item has failed. And how things happen for this approval, you can see it's pretty fast. The approval happened, but unfortunately the process got suspended here. And as a process owner or a process operator, you can do the required necessary actions. All right, so now how do you model this process visibility scenarios? It is pretty simple. It's a standard content we are offering, but you as a customer or a procurement expert or an LOB expert, you can easily configure this based on certain minimal effort. You can see the process performance indicators are configured here based on simple configuration step, whether the representation is based on a line chart or a bar chart, or you select a card type. You also provide the measure. For example, here we are aggregating the price of the line item, or maybe in certain cases you find out, okay, what is the step cycle time, then you accordingly configure it. Or if you say what is average approval time for purchasing organization, then you are also taking those appropriately. And then each of these performance indicators, you configure it and activate the scenario, something which you could easily achieve. So there is absolutely no programming involved here. You are able to get out of the box process visibility on this process area. And now naturally it would be interesting for you to understand how do these approvals happening and how I as a customer would be able to try this content, etc. Right? So typically, if you look at, we are also providing you a standard UI which you can embed in your portal, where you could also trigger the purchase requisition through our standard application. So it is a kind of a reference implementation which you could further enhance. For example, if I as a buyer, where I want to really start a requisition, or I can also create this on behalf of a specific user, where I can then trigger a purchase requisition through this application. So the first thing, as you know, in any purchase requisition, you need to select a material. So we provide a search for the material. You can see it did the classical get material list and detail, where it bring the material. You could also look for a plant, and then what is the quantity I need to order, and put a possible delivery date for this expected delivery date, and what is the purchasing organization. And then you could also provide a desired vendor here. And here then you are adding this to the cart. You can add multiple line items, and once you do this, you click on the order. So what is happening behind the scene? It is creating a purchase requisition. You can see the document ID, and if I go to my ECC system, I would be able to see this document ID here. For example, I put it, and if I execute the transaction, you can see the new purchase requisition which I created just now. I would be able to see I as a requester ordered for a given material, and you are able to see appropriately here, right? So you can see from our workflow management, from our business technology platform, I was able to create a requisition with a line item, and it is immediately created here. Of course, then the approvals needs to happen, and that is the reason why we also provide inbox, and together with this, email notifications would have already sent, and the approvers would be getting email notification. Plus, as an approver, you also would be then appropriately getting the corresponding approvals. Like if you are creating a material for a line item, once the validations are completed, you will be able to get the request for approval. And if you are a cost center owner, since I am taking multiple roles here, so you can see I can make my decision approved, and I would be able to say approve. So once I do the approval, naturally it goes to the next approver. If there is multi-approval step is configured, it goes to the next approver, and the approver also would be able to see who's the previous approver, what was the decision made, and what is the comment made. And of course, you could also do a reject. That means it might go back to, or it would be the workflow would be cancelled, and then the purchase requisition also would be deleted from the backend system. So like this, the approvers are able to see the details of the purchase requisition, where who created, who is the requester, what is the document type, and what are the line item related data here, and then you can quickly make the decision accordingly. So that is an inbox application enabling you to claim and complete a task. And of course, it would be also interesting how you as a customer could then create such a workflows. We have also our business application design time for modeling workflows, which is BPMN based, where we are enabling you to model workflows using BPMN in our graphical editor, which is tightly integrated with our SAP Business Application Studio, where you can see various different BPMN artifacts, which you can easily configure as part of building a workflow with the notifications, which calling different APIs with a different approval step, where you configure your approval step with the simple steps, where you select the approval step, where you configure the subject, users, the approvers in a dynamic way, configure the due date and also the user interface you assign to it appropriately, and then you can deploy your workflows. So that is a design time environment where you are modeling your workflows. And looking at the time, I would like to also attend, look at the questions so far what you have raised, how this workflow is integrated with the Ariba. So this workflow, what you have seen is very specific to ECC. Of course, we are also planning to build a similar approval workflow for Ariba purchase requisition, something which you would be able to see, see soon from us. How this BTP based workflow is related to integrated to S4HANA. So the classical business workflow available in S4HANA, this is also provided by us. But of course, if the standard use case, if it is not fulfilling your use case, then you could also build a similar content based on S4HANA. But the current content, what I showed you, it is very specific to ECC. How this BTP based workflow notifies approvers, does it use standard SAP workflow inbox? Yes, I think I already showed you the inbox where you are able to get your task, but at the same time, you also could get email based notifications so that the approvers are notified through emails. Can custom attributes be added in business rule determination? Of course, you can define attributes, and you are able to add additional attributes and extend the standard business rule what we are providing. As part of our standard content, we have included certain attributes, and definitely you can further enhance it. How about the custom fields on PR screen? If you have customized and want to trigger workflow based on that custom value, of course, this is a standard content. It is a reference content, or you can consider it as an accelerated content, which you as a customer would be able to import the sources to your workspace, and you can further enhance it. We are also providing the integration content to you. You can modify the integration content. So if you have a custom fields or any custom implementation, of course you can further enhance, but still it will reduce the total cost of development. How does the triggering mechanism works in your application? So in the example which I showed you, where you are able to trigger this through an integration which we are providing. So from the SAP UI5 application, we are calling a SAP integration suite based integration content or an iFlow, and this iFlow is calling the the purchase requisition, the create BAPI, and it is creating the requisition in the backend. The same fashion, we were able to update the requisition, and towards the end, we are able to release the line item into ECC. So with that, I think, okay, there is yet another question. Is there any delegation facility? Of course, in workflow management, we are providing substitution. That means both the planned and unplanned vacations can be configured so that as and when you are on holidays, your substitute would be able to claim and complete the task. Good. So if there is any other questions, happy to answer, or you can type in the chat window. Otherwise, I think we are already crossed the time. And thanks for attending the session. And if you have any further questions or doubts, please also try to reach out to us. You have the different possibilities. You have our SAP community where I have also published the blogs related to this, and you can go through the blogs. And if you have any specific questions, also you can reach out to me, and happy to answer your questions. And there are plenty of content related to sourcing and procurement side we have published. How about approval from Outlook? Okay, we don't have an offline approval out of the box, but if you go to our workflow samples in our public GitHub, there is a content which is released by my colleague Harald Schubert, and which explain how you can build offline approval for workflow management based approval. So it is, I could say technically it is possible, but the standard content we are providing, offline approvals are not included. So this, let me know whether you have any further questions. I'm happy to spend 1 or 2 minutes more in the session. If you have any questions, please ask. Otherwise, thanks once again for joining the session. Hope hope it adds some value and it's informative for you. All right, since there are no more further questions, I stop sharing, and thanks once again joining the session. Bye-bye.